All right. How is everybody doing tonight? Tonight's going to be a fun one. So I'm glad everybody is joining in on this one. So it's going to be, I don't know. We'll see how this one goes, but we've got some big boys in this one tonight. So really looking forward to getting into these. And I kind of thought that this would be kind of a fun thing to do, only from having a chance to sip on a couple different samples, was that it really allowed you to kind of get into a few of these just different profiles. We all clearly understand how single barrels work and how different they can be. And well, I kind of shot for the moon on this one, and the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye was really one that I was super excited to kind of get into. And before we even get going, I have to say a huge thank you to Young Pei Chang for getting this bottle for me. So I've told him, thank you so much for this. When I first had an opportunity to just try a sample of this and do a review, I knew, and any of you guys who have this and have tasted it, you truly understand how special of a rye whiskey this is. And I know, at MSRP is kind of a difficult thing to find, unfortunately, a lot of things these days, but it sounded like quite a few people actually had a chance to get these for that $65, maybe $75 range. And then once they got to the secondary market, it just kind of exploded into that. I thought I saw some stuff that was $300-400, and who knows where in the world it went from there. So before we get any further, and I want to get into this fairly quickly, just to give myself a chance to not be rushing into these things. So hopefully everybody will be a little bit patient. But let me go through here real quick. Let me get some of the pre-gamers and see what we had. Sherry, SG Flying High 1, thank you so much. Roy R, Bubble Bath, Kilco, Brian Anderson, who's in here. And again, I'll go through the guys who sent me these samples tonight. I mean, great guys, and I can't be more appreciative. So who else do we have? Tim Gorges, Cam Lochner. Cam, how's it going, buddy? John Kranz, Cheech, my man. Who else we got? Bob D'Antoni. There we go. So you're going to hear a little bit about Bob here in a few minutes. So thanks for joining, Bob. Appreciate it. Matt Junik, how's it going, buddy? I know he's at one of his kids' dance recitals right now. So Karen B. Ford, how are you? Aiden Craig, how's it going? My man, Young Pei Chang, there he is. Big League Bourbon. My buddy to the south of me down in good old Illinois. Who else do we have in here? Dave Markowski. Dave, how's it going? Troy, pop and don't watch him. If you haven't checked out his channel, go do so. Great dude. Helped us with a pick the other night that we did for Woodinville. So that was an awful lot of fun. All right. I think that's it for right now. So I'll keep an eye on the chat. But so what I wanted to talk about first was some of the patrons know. So I think a lot of people are going to truly want to get on this. Jason and I were fortunate enough, I'll say, that's kind of a modest way of putting it, to have an opportunity to work with the guys at Foregate on getting our own private barrel. So, we can't say thanks enough to Bob and Bill and everybody with Foregate, for allowing us that opportunity. So it's going to be, again, so part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, it will be released to all of our patrons first. So if there's anything that you guys are truly interested in and want something that's going to be unique and special, there are no other Foregate private barrels right now. So there may be some other ones coming down the road, but this is going to be an opportunity. I was talking with Bob, and I'll show you again a little bit here in a few minutes, but we were super pumped when Bob reached out and asked, hey, are you still interested in doing this? Yes. Our answer was yes. And we're super excited to kind of bring this to everyone. So How do you get them? So the only way right now that we're going to do it is, again, we're giving everything out to all of our patrons first. We're going to start with the highest tier and work our way down. When the bottles are gone, they're gone. So it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be, I think a lot of people are going to want them. It's going to be it's going to be a pricier bottle in that $220-ish range with it being a private barrel. But again, there are no other ones. So we're getting these things right away. The target for the release, and if Bob is in here, correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea, I believe, for them to be released is going to be in that first part of June. So really not that far away. So save your pennies. And so here is what we've got. So the patrons, Jason and I released this to our patrons yesterday. So here is what we have coming for you guys. And it's going to be something really special. So here it is. Sorry, I can't make it any bigger right now, but this is going to be an 8-year Indiana Rye. I think everybody can kind of figure out what that's going to be, but we're already starting out with an absolutely incredible base rye whiskey. That MGP Indiana Rye, whatever you want to call it, 95.5 is going to be absolutely incredible. Not only is it that, but we are going to then finish it in a toasted barrel. It's all going to be done through Kelvin collaboration or Kelvin Cooperage, I'm sorry. And top-notch Cooperage right there. I mean, they do things the old school way, and I'll show you guys a little bit of that in a few minutes. But we're going to be getting hopefully our samples pretty soon in order to try some of these things. So again, if this is something that you want in on, we're going to release these things to our patrons first, and then we're going to, if there's anything left, we'll go from there. But it's going to be something that I think an awful lot of people are going to really want to get their hands on. It's going to be Foregate for us is already, every time they do a release, different, unique. And again, this is going to be exactly that. So there you have it. So that again will be coming out roughly first part of June, somewhere in there. So again, an 8-year toasted MGP rye. It's not really, in terms of barrel strength, all of that, there's not much out there that's like that. So it's going to be, and again, this was what we really wanted to do with this Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, is get you guys and girls something that's going to be different, unique, special, all of that. So hopefully, if you're not a patron of myself or Jason, and this is something that you want, get in on the deal. Again, we're going to release it to our highest tiered patrons first and work our way down. So that's it there. Let me show you again real quick, and then we'll get into the blind. So, here's one other thing I wanted to show you. So in addition to the bottle and all that, again, it's going to be great detail. Bob does a great job with all of the labeling, all of that stuff. They do all of that fantastic stuff. You're also going to get a cool neck tag that's done out of all of the white oak. That's going to be laser etched in there as well. Now, it won't necessarily say that, but this is what you're going to get with a little kind of basically a nice, white oak hang tag, and you get that as well. So we've got some cool things. It's really, we're super excited. It's to get that barrel that we got and to offer that. We're super excited. I know it sounds like I'm gushing over it, because I am. So here's a little something different that Kelvin does. And so let's start with this one. So you can see they place these. So this is all right here. None of this is done with gas. This is all where they're lighting, I believe it's used staves, and then basically they're doing it old school. They're going to move those things. They're going to toast them, char them, all based right off of that. So it's a lot of labor There's the inside of it. So this is the toasting process here. And that's what's going to give you a lot of those marshmallows, a little bit of that coconut, that creaminess that's there. There's what you've got right there. So that's basically what the inside of a toasted barrel looks like. And again, this is from Kelvin Cooperage, and they're A1. I mean, these guys do a fantastic job. I want to get over there and actually take a look at the Cooperage and their process and all of that. So really good. Yeah, DC, the Russells is going to be hopefully coming pretty soon. We reached out today to find out. So hopefully that one's going to be coming very soon as well. So there you have it. If you guys want to get in on all of these or what it is that we've got coming, become a patron. And, not only does it support our channels, but it gets you in on all these barrel picks. So enough of that. Thank you so much for listening. Let's go ahead and kind of get into some things here a little bit. So let me do this here. One more thing. Okay. All right. So tonight, I got 5 different samples. 2 from one guy, Jared Riley. Thank you so much. Edwin, thank you. Brian Anderson, thank you so much. Shawn Kane, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you guys sending these samples. And what I'm going to do is, so the winner of tonight's blind flight, again, I've moved all the glasses around. I have no idea. I've got A through E on here. So in the end, I'm going to rank them basically, E being or whatever, the 5 through 1, whatever you want to call it. And the winner of that, I'll bust open my bottle. I will send them a sample. And what I'll also do tonight is, if anybody wants to do any kind of super chats or anything like that, whatever it may be, I will send a sample. I'll crack this bottle open and I'll send you a sample of that as well. So anyway, there we go. So let's go ahead and we'll kind of get into this. So again, I've got them A through E. These are all the bottles. They are not in order, and I have no idea. They're labeled on the bottom. Again, A through E. So we'll start kind of going through some of these things. I've got all my WADA. It's ready to go. So also give us a good idea of what some of these individual barrels are going to really, kind of bring. So I think they're all the way, I think maybe anywhere from 130-ish, 130s, low 130 to I think upwards of 134 proof. So, and then one other thing while I'm doing this, you guys may know more about this than I do, but I just heard like the other day that there's all these like different colors of the single barrel ryes. And I don't know exactly what the colors represent. I don't know if they just went to different markets or if they were all done by proof or what it was that they were. So if anyone knows why there's different colors of these, and I don't know what this is, I don't even know where to even check, to be honest. Mine's just green. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. So anyway, if somebody knows in the chat, let me know what in the world the different colors of these things are supposed to represent. Oh man, it's just such a candied, fresh rye. I don't think there's a ton of age to them, but what it is that they're doing and what they did with this, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, hands down, one of my favorite ryes, period. So yeah, so I don't know. Halden, yeah, mine's green, and I thought others said that there's different colors for some of these things, and I don't know what it actually represents. So yeah, the ink. Oh, the ink. Okay, well, mine's black. If it's the handwritten one that Big League's talking about, I have no idea. So, boy, this is a little bit of like a candied mint on this. And again, these will probably be these things I'm going to have to go through. Jason, the pen colors are for the taters. Yeah, I don't even know what it means. It probably means absolutely nothing. It's probably they ran out of something and just started using different pens. So All right, so Bob's got a bottle, 27011. We'll find out. Who knows? Maybe one of you guys will have, and I'll let you know at the end as to which ones these are. So, oh man, it's just that candied orange. Oh, great rye spice on this one. Nice oak. Really nice vanilla, deep vanilla on this one. Oh, yeah, that orange is really starting to come out in these a lot. Oh, Dave, you are lucky if you got 4 of these. All the same proof, doesn't matter. I guess you know what I would do is, Dave, if I was you, let me find on here. I probably need to pay attention more to this. But if I were you with these, I would trade them and see if maybe you could get like a couple of different proofs, maybe 2 more different proofs. Just trade and see if you can get a couple just to see if there's any differences to you on these. So, oh man, it's so good. All right, let's give this one let's give that. Actually, you know what? I'm trying to think if I should go through and just nose these. Do you think I should just nose them all first and then go back and taste them? What do you guys think? Oh, man. It's just such a incredible nose. Mine's black 138. All right, I'll nose them all, and then I'll go back through. So, all right, good idea. Yeah, that's the problem is once you kind of get into tasting one, then it may affect your nose on some of them. So, all right. So I'm just going to label which one is which. So, Edwin, how's it going, my man? And Edwin is in it to win it. Shove it up the nostrils. I got to be a little bit careful, so that's for sure. Oh, so this one, all right, that's interesting. So it's still a nice rye spice on this. Not as much of the sweetness I'm getting on this. A little more ethanol on this guy too. Not nearly as sweet, a little more heavy on the oak and rye. Boy, even like might even be a little bit of a kind of a slight banana note on this. That's one thing with some of the nice Jack Daniel things is that I don't get a lot of that like artificial banana. It's really more of like a fresh kind of softer banana note. Oh, that's really nice. That spice is fantastic. I mean, ultimately it's going to come down to the taste anyway, but buddies, how's it going? Neil, my man. Oh boy, that's a lot of like caramel. It's crazy how different these noses are so far. Oh boy, that's like very almost like a apple pie. Really nice nose. So far for me, this is probably the nicest nose. Hendo, how's it going, buddy? Oh man, that's really nice. Very creamy, buttery. A lot of vanillas. Here comes some of that citrus now. Oh, that's going to be a contender if the palate matches the nose on this guy. Timmy, Jen, how's it going? Bourbon. Thanks, everybody, for joining tonight. I appreciate it. Watch some idiot sit here and nose and taste a bunch of high-proof whiskeys. Can't say thank you enough, so. Oh man, this is really, really nice. Yeah, Neil, it's a killer blind. So again, the guys I mentioned before, thank you so much for sending me these samples. Unbelievable. What a fantastic nose that one is right there. DC, my brother from another mother. DC is the man responsible for Ham Hock, by the way, if anybody was ever wondering. So, so this one's not. Maybe the nose is getting a little more acclimated, but not a whole lot on this one quite yet. A little bit of ethanol there. Yeah, maybe 13 and 18 Shelby. Maybe the ink, maybe it means something in terms of where it goes. I have no idea. No idea where some of that stuff goes. So yeah, DC did a pretty darn good job with the old ham hock image there. So yeah, Bob Chiquita, the Chiquita banana. Yeah, you definitely get a little bit of that banana probably on this one too. So this is nice, but more of that. Still nice rye spice and vanillas. This one so far has been the nicest nosed. Actually, a little bit of like a kind of like more of a floral, like a perfume kind of note on that. So I'm sure by the time I get into to tasting these guys, as DC was nice enough to mention last week when I had a bunch of Texas whiskeys, I couldn't even pronounce hieroglyphics. So that was a fun one. Yeah, try that sometime. Drink a bunch of high proof Texas whiskeys, and an hour and a half in, try to say a bunch of really difficult words. That works out really well. So Cam Hock, drums and drams, Cam Hock. Ooh, that's nice too. Oh, a lot of vanilla, some honey on that. Really nice spice. Ooh, 3 and 5 so far, or C and E. Really nice. Yeah, again, a little bit of that banana note there as well. Nice caramel notes. Not blowing you away so far. Maybe the nose is just getting a little used to it, but man, they're just, I mean, these are all, it won't even matter. There really is no loser in this whole entire thing. I mean, it is a very, very special whiskey that, I mean, I absolutely love this thing. So, hey Wags, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, that's really nice. Wow, that's rye spice really kind of kicked in on that one pretty heavy there right at the end. Yeah, Matt said it. So yeah, that does that yeast, whatever that is, that gives you that banana note. That's it's pretty nice. It's never on these, you know, whether it's the heritage or whatever it may be, it's never that artificial banana, which comes across as not very pleasant for the most part. So but yeah, it's not really, it's something I don't mind. I'll get it with a few different brands. Sometimes a little bit of the 1792 stuff you'll get as well. But, you know, yeah, it's a nice, great nose. I mean, these are fantastic whiskeys. And again, I mean, I'm just going to be splitting hairs with these things tonight. So, all right, what else we got here? All right, let's more importantly, let's bust into these bad boys and see what we got, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna have to take my time a little bit with these things, or again, I won't be able to pronounce anything. Oh man, that's so nice. Well, there's a lot of oak on this one though. All right, cheers, guys. Thank you so much for kind of sticking around with me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. So, all right, here we go. Wow. That leather tobacco, great rye spice on this one. That proof, I mean, it sneaks right up to you. I had a little bit of a palate warmer upper before this, so I wanted to get a little acclimated. So went with something a little lower proof rye. Actually, the Michter single barrel rye I went with. So that's geez, I don't even know if it was 90 proof, to be honest, but I just wanted to get that rye influence on my palate, and that did it. So, boy, that leather and tobacco that's on this, that's crazy. Really nice. Great hug on that. Yeah, once you got past that first sip, now it'll start to kind of acclimate a little bit there. That's why in most of my reviews, I try to tell people, especially with anything high proof, man, do not rush these things. Don't judge anything off the first maybe 1 or 2 sips. So, Adria. Yeah, not as much of the orange citrus I got on that. A little bit of a drying effect on that one. Yeah, again, more of the leather tobacco, not nearly as sweet as I remember. We'll see as we go through these things as to what it is that's kind of coming out in these. But yeah, it's really, really nice. So that one's not standing out to me quite yet. I think as I go through them, some of the like the subtleties will start to kind of pop out in these, I think. Yeah, that's definitely more of I would say a rye drinker's rye. There's much more of a rye influence than the sweet candied aspect that some people like love in this one, or love with a lot of the Jack Daniel's ryes, period. So that's again a little bit heavier on the oak, the rye. Again, those leathers, tobacco, slight caramel sweetness on that one as well. So, all right. So let me figure out which one. Yeah, I'll remember what they are. Famous last words. Oh, boy. All right, let's see what we got here. Already much more of that candied sweetness on that one. Again, nice rye, still a little bit of that leather tobacco, sweeter, more caramel, a little more of that orange citrus coming out in this one. Yeah, heavier on the leather aspect on this one too. Still some of those underlying sweetnesses that are there. So far, I'm not getting that dominant citrus aspect that I've gotten on a couple of the other samples that I've tried, but that's still, so this is a little bit more on the sweeter side with that one. So not nearly as heavy on the oak. Yeah, Matt, I'll see with some of those, and maybe some of that sweetness will be, maybe some of that will come out in a little bit. Yeah, that's really nice. And again, with a rye whiskey, I like especially something like this where you get, again, hit with that nice, really heavy rye, some of the leathers, tobaccos, that citrus note, that caramel. That was the one thing that kind of set it all off when I first had that initial sample. That was just like the perfect rye. It kind of brought me back to the time when I was trying some of the Kentucky Owl rye, specifically the batch 1, which for me was my favorite, and it's been my favorite one. So a little bit of like a cocoa powder on that too. Fantastic rye. I mean, the finish on these so far are super long. You'd expect that with that kind of proof. I can't imagine there's any kind of like chill filtration or anything like that with anything like this. Boy, that's really, really nice. Still not overly sweet. So you definitely have to like that big, bold, heavy, like rye spice that's there. So if you don't, well, it may not necessarily be, but for you. But man, that one right there, the more I talk, a little bit more of that like cocoa powder, like maybe more of even like a baker's chocolate, where it's not super sweet, where you get a little bit of that like, cocoa influence. All right, let's see what's going on. Let me get my I don't think there's any age statements on any of these at all. Doubt it. No. So yeah, I don't know what any of these, I don't even know roughly what their ages are, but I would imagine like with some of this stuff, I mean, it's super refined. I mean, there is nothing that's harsh about any of this at all. I mean, it's one of their if for me, if it's not the best whiskey that they've produced, I mean, those heritage barrels that they did were absolutely incredible. So, I mean, those are hard to beat, but I mean, for me, these have been kind of all on a whole other level. So absolutely incredible rye whiskey. So, all right, let's see what we've got for number 3. And number 3, I remember, is the nose being really, really nice. Oh, the nose on this is just incredible. I mean, it's sweet, bold, rye, citrus, vanilla, caramel. That banana note is there. Boy, heavy caramel on this one. I'm hoping the palate matches the nose on this guy. Okay, so at least 4 years. So again, now rye whiskey, 4 years is nice, but you know, it's not an 8-year MGP toasted barrel rye. Just saying. Might be a little biased, but this is an absolutely incredible bourbon. So yeah, John, I can do that. Mine is the bottle I've got. And again, thank you to Mr. Youngpei Chang for this. Mine's 133.2 proof. So far for me, one of the higher proof ones that I've seen. I don't know if I thought I saw a 134. I don't know if anybody has anything higher than that 134 range, but that could very well be. So yeah, I'll definitely, I can trade you a sample, John. That's fine. Yeah, and tonight's winner, if you get involved in a super chat, then I'll send whoever. I'll do a randomizer. Hopefully somebody can keep track. If one of the mods or anybody's going to be in for the whole night, if anybody doesn't mind keeping track of any super chats, I'd greatly appreciate it. So the nose on this is just incredible. Matt Meacham, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, 130.4. Yeah, Young was, I mean, for him to get me this bottle was incredible. I couldn't thank him enough. So, and he said he thought he could get me one, and he did. So 131.7. Oh man, 136. Okay. Thanks, DC. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, so yeah, because sometimes with the super chats, it's tough to keep track of everyone. So all right, let me try this one. I love the nose on this. This for me is that big, bold rye that you really, really love. So far, the nose is fantastic. So Mojo, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, that right there. Nose, citrus, rye, caramel, vanilla. I don't know if this is going to be one of the higher proof ones or not, but and again, another thing to kind of consider is, and I didn't ask the guys, but there could be an influence as to how long these bottles have been open, whether they were poured and sent to me or they were open for a little while. So there could be some of that influence that plays into this as well. But man, it's super heavy citrus on that. Nice mint that's there. That's one of the other things that I'll get quite a bit that I wasn't necessarily picking up with the first two, even on the nose a little bit, but it's probably underlying that's there as well. But, and I'd love to know the mash bill. My guess would be that it's probably, in that barely legal-ish rye mash bill. So I don't know for sure, but boy, this has got a really nice citrus mint. Again, those caramels, the vanillas, that nice barrel influence, not heavy oak by any means. Mr. Whiskey Shits, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. You are in it again. Maybe you'll win again. Thanks. Oh man, it's just, I mean, this here is the one that's probably a little more similar to that Kentucky Owl style rye, where there's much more candied orange kind of sweetness that's on this one. I recall the Jack and Rye you reviewed a while back was 130.4. Okay. Yeah, I remember mine wasn't like in the highest of the proofs for what it was that I saw some of the others kind of come in, and I knew there were some others that were in that 134-ish range was kind of what I thought I remembered. So, but I've seen a lot of the 130, 131, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, same here, DC. I mean, it was for me the batch one was it. I mean, not to say I wish they would have stopped there, but I mean, one for me was an incredible rye whiskey. Yeah, I would probably go as far as saying that that's probably one of the lesser proof ones, but so far as interesting as that may be, 70% rye. Okay. So far, it's been probably the most full-bodied, full-flavored one that probably offers so far the most. And again, as I just kind of sit here and let the finish kind of develop, some of those leathers and tobaccos kind of start to develop a little bit. That's there too. Got a little bit of a dark fruit aspect. More really for me, it was almost like a little bit of like a raisin, or like I'll go as far as saying like a chocolate covered raisin. Really nice. I mean, the nose and palate have been absolutely incredible on this one right here so far. Adriana, thank you so much. And if anybody hasn't checked out Whiskey Mountains yet, go do so. Not only does she do a great job with her reviews, but the scenery is second to none. I mean, you kind of live almost like a little bit of a vacation through her. So if you haven't checked her channel out, make sure you do so. She does an absolutely incredible job, and what can you say? You'll see when you go and check her out. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, Adriana. Not even into Rise and enjoying this. Hope it's okay. Mention there's a great Facebook page for late. Yeah, absolutely. So, and we want that. I mean, just coming off of everything that we've been talking about with all of the women in the whiskey industry, it really needs to get out there, much more. I know when Jason had Jackie Zykin on, I know she was a little reluctant to just want to go down the path of, I'm a woman and this is the way it is, where she really wanted to be, I would say, respected just in general, not just for being a woman. And I'm sure every woman is the same way. But again, to be able to focus on, women and what it is that they're doing, it's just a nice thing. And it's something that just needs to be done. So, for all the women that are doing these things, thank you so much for doing all of that. So Cheech, thanks, my man. I appreciate it. I totally missed out on the single barrel rye. Not that I didn't try to find it. Can't catch them all. These things came and went so quickly. And I was hoping that something would have potentially popped up in my area, because sometimes the Jack Daniel's stuff will, and maybe it did, but it was absolutely, I mean, it was gone. If anyone was around, you didn't even see hardly anybody even mention anything. So I had zero shot at it. And I mean, there's liquor stores that I go to and just nothing. So thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Adriana does not like the Rise, so I better lessen her chance of nice. Yeah, Mike, thanks for taking one for the team. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm sure she'll appreciate that. So, and my man, the other half of the old mash and journey. Here we go. This is so you can buy me a bottle of the 4-game. I really appreciate your generosity. So again, if there was anybody who wasn't in here before, let me just recap before I go on to the fourth one here. So if there's no one who was in here before, here is what Jason and I, as Mash and Journey, this is what we got for you guys. That's coming. 8-year MGP toasted barrel rye. It's going to be incredible. We're getting our samples and stuff here pretty soon. We're both super excited to be able to kind of partner up with Foregate. I mean, they've come out of the gates. I mean, just killing it with their first release and everything with the Kelvin collaboration. They killed it. So this is what we're trying to do for you guys, to get you something different, unique, fun. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a pricier one in that $220-ish range, but we're hoping that it's something that you feel is going to be worth, this. I mean, not only is it already a really, really well-aged rye whiskey, but now we get to finish it in a Kelvin Cooperage toasted barrel. Yeah, I mean, come on. I know we'll be getting a couple bottles of this stuff each. So, and again, if you want to become or have an opportunity to do it, you've got to get in on our Patreon pages, and you're in it to win it if you get in on that. So, and again, we'll start with the highest tiers and work our way down. And if there's bottles available, then everybody will have a chance to hopefully get one. So that's it for that one. So yeah. All right. Oh boy, that's still a nice one too. So I'm glad I gave that a second. And again, I probably let these open up a good 30 minutes prior to even doing the blind. So yeah, I'd say that one's got a little proof on it right there. That might be one of the big boys. But again, that mint, that orange citrus, fantastic rye, great hug on this one, lingering spice, still some of that underlying vanilla note. Absolutely incredible. Still that's one thing that's been a little consistent with these so far is the leather tobacco, slight dryness that's there, not over dry by any means. And one thing I'll say is if anyone ever has an opportunity to get a bottle of this or try it in a bar, don't hesitate in doing, especially if you can get it around or near, MSRP. And I would say for something like this, if you're not one to normally get into the secondary market, if for some reason you could get one that's in that maybe double MSRP, that makes it a little bit more affordable, I would go as high as, probably 150. Is it worth $300 or $400? I don't know. I mean, worth it if you got a bunch of money, then yeah. So yeah, Mojo says 150. I would say comfortably, like if someone said, I'll give you one of these, 150, I would have no issue with that at all. So boy, this is really, really nice on this one too. So yeah, thanks, Tim. I appreciate that. So Kilco said you can't win if you don't play. The audiobook Whiskey Women is how I started down the whiskey, is what dragged me into the amazing. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's another thing that I've always really enjoyed, and probably kind of got me hooked on a lot of the just, whiskey in general, is just the lure of it and kind of it being sexy and all of that. It's just it's an incredible thing to kind of almost fixate on, so to speak. So yeah, Sugar Kitty, the orange citrus that you get on some of these is really nice. That's mixing with, so far this one and the one I've got right now have been really nice on the citrus and mint notes that I really like. And that's one thing I'm super happy, is that I'm not getting any of that like dill influence whatsoever. So yeah, thanks, Tim. We're super excited, and that's what we want to do. We want to try to bring you guys, something that's fun, different, unique. There may be some things along the way that are a little bit more standard-ish, but what we're always going to try to do is get something that's the best of whatever that brand is, or whatever those barrels are that we're tasting. We're going to try to get you guys something different. So yeah, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. What else we have here? Yeah, no, I know, DC. I know you and I aren't like the aren't dill fans with rye. That's why Willet has never really been my thing. Is that every one of their rye whiskeys for me have always been just like a dill pickle bomb, and that's just a turnoff for me in a rye whiskey. I prefer much more of the minty side of things. So. Yeah, that right there is another one of those sweet up front, followed quickly by that nice rye spice. Still, again, a nice proof, not overly hot. Mint, citrus, again, nice oak that's there. Not over oaked by any means. Still caramel, vanilla. The one thing I would say is I've not been getting a heavy banana note on the palate. Got a little bit more on the nose, but not nearly as much on the palate that I can really even pull out for the most part. It's been this one and here have been much more of that mint, the citrus kind of notes, a little softer, maybe floral. This one had a little more of like a pastry note. This might have that a little bit of a subtle pastry hit. This one and this one so far are very similar. These two were close to each other in terms of more of the leathers. Tobacco is a little bit more drying, but these have been more of what that I like in a rye whiskey, where you still get some of the proof, that rye influence, a nice long finish, but some of the nice citrus. That mint is really, really nice on these. So, all right, what do we have here? Brett, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It says, love me some Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Haven't seen it in Colorado. Keep the great content coming. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, all the support you guys give me, I can't say thank you enough. I mean, I think all of us that are in the Whiskey Tube community, you know, we see a lot of each other in terms of the chats and all that. And, you know, I greatly appreciate all of you guys kind of hanging out and doing these. These are a lot of fun. I love having just kind of some of the casual type of live streams once in a while. So yeah, these two right here have been really, really nice. Heavier rye, heavier oak, more citrus, mint on these two right here. So, all right, let's see what we get with E or 5, or as geez, I just forgot the name of their channel. There's probably the proof kicking in already. I'll think of it in a second. Ooh, that's really nice too. The shelf turds. Yeah, number E. How can I forget the shelf turds? How dare me? Oh, that's really nice too. Definitely a higher proof one there. Great rye influence, like right away. Nice chocolate note on that. Definitely some of the like the leather or tobacco kind of note. Steve, my man, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. It says, please pair a cigar with that bottle. You're going to send me when I win. Yeah, I hope you win. I would love to know what you think of this. So these are all incredible rye whiskeys. So fortunately, I'm going to try to keep a little bit of these, have some samples, and yeah, hopefully the winner tonight will get an opportunity to try this one right here. Again, a little higher proof, 133.22 proof. And again, my man Young Pei Chang for helping me out with that bottle. So thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. So, All right, boy, that's a really nice one too. This has been a little bit of a mixture of C and D, not as sweet, more of that rye spice, but a little bit more of the chocolate on this one. Much drier. Maybe the most dry of the entire bunch so far. So for me, when things begin to dry out, I start to associate that with a little bit of the leathers, tobaccos, things along those lines. Really nice oak on that one. Still some a hint of sweetness. Really, I'm not picking up much of the mint or really like a citrus note on that one. This is a little bit heavier on the oak, a little more on the dryness. So you get a little more of that leather, tobacco kind of notes. And again, when I say tobacco, I think there's still enough sweetness on these to probably go the route of like a pipe tobacco, like maybe more of, because sometimes, smoking a pipe doesn't always really taste what it is that you smell. Like a lot of tobacco or a lot of, pipe smokers, they always smell fantastic and it smells like a sweet tobacco, but it doesn't always translate like that onto the palate from a pipe. So, maybe some of the ones that have got a little bit of a flavoring influence, they can, but this to me is probably more of a pipe tobacco type of deal in terms of what it is that you smell. So Roy R does things. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, buddy. I love you too. You guys are all great. I appreciate everyone hanging out and just watching me do this. So, if there was nobody here, it'd be bad. I would just be drinking alone. So I'm glad there's 107 people in here right now watching. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. All right. So Adriana, me, anti-smoker, am constantly trying to get my husband to smoke a pipe because I love the smell. So that's the thing. So they always smell good. So a lot of times for people who are transitioning or want to get into like maybe eventually cigars, like for me, like cigars and tobacco, especially for me, cigars, without inhaling them, I don't know. I mean, I know that it's probably better. It's not great for you. I know that. But in terms of, it versus a cigarette and a cigar being really all natural materials and them not just, loading a bunch of garbage into them like a cigarette, I feel better about that. I like the flavor of a cigar and the different blends in terms of what they do. So that's what I love about a cigar and whiskey, pairings, things like that. So, and these guys right here, cigarclub.com, great guys. I got a little thing going with them, and they do a great job. They're passionate. They put together great blends. They got their Cigar Club's customs line. So if you're into cigars and you want to give an online kind of subscription, try these guys. They do a great job, cigarclub.com. So, hands down for me, they're the best out there. They do a great job. They got their own YouTube channel, Fridays at 4. So they'll be on Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Check them out. You'll see they get very interactive with things, but great guys. So Dave, Griff, Jeff, all those guys over there, they're A1, I'll tell you that. So Nick, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Late to the party. Cheers all. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. You are in it to win it. All right, let me go back through these. Let me get a little more WADA. I know it probably doesn't sound like it, but when I used to live on the East Coast, I used to probably have a little bit more of an accent similar to like what Jason's was. So I was in New Jersey for a bunch of years, not quite as heavy as like some of the New York or a Boston accent, but yeah. So for me, it's being in the Midwest, in the Wisconsin, Minnesota, you get a few you pick up those accents pretty quickly. So yes, Cheech, Wada. But yeah, my living on the East Coast, you're so exposed to so many different cultures and personalities and all of that. I mean, the East Coast is a crazy place to live. So once you get into the Midwest, I've been here most of my adult life, I would say, ever since high school. But once you live somewhere long enough, you'll start to eventually pick up those different accents. So here's another guy. Or hang on, let me go up right here. Oh no, geez, I missed it again. I'm slow here. There he is. Okay, so Shawn Kane, he's in it to win it. He was one of the guys nice enough to send me one of these samples. And like I said before earlier on, whichever one wins, I will send the winner a sample of my bottle, and then a winner tonight through the super chats will also get a sample from my bottle, 133.6 proof. So good luck to everybody. All right, let me go back through. There they are. So these are my boys right here. So like the new sexy box behind you. Yep, that was placed there literally on purpose. So great guys. Love these guys. They're great dudes. They're passionate about everything that they do. Again, with that brand, they're trying to bring the best to everybody who enjoys great cigars, the cigar culture, all of that. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely go check out cigarclub.com. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. So I got to give them let's see. I'll give them the big, right across the screen here. Cigar Club, baby. So yeah, definitely go check them out. So, all right, let's see what we got here. What is Young saying? My bourbon journey. Do you remember a video you did for Pootie Pie a while back? I wasn't into whiskey then, but that was the first time I bumped into Whiskey Tube. All right, well, that's an old one. I mean, that video right there was probably my first attempt at trying to do a top 5 for bourbon beginners. And probably when I did that might have gone back to, I bet 2018, because I might have even had Basil Hayden factored into that thing. So I don't remember exactly which one it was, and the only reason I named it that was because that guy did a video on like some whiskey stuff and it was crazy and all these other things. So anyway, but yeah, thanks, Young. I greatly appreciate it. So, all right, I'll get a little more water here and we'll go back through. We'll kind of run back through these things and then we'll rank them for you guys. So hopefully no one's in any hurry tonight. I think the junkies are still on Tuesday nights, but man, they probably have 1,000 people just waiting for them already. So yeah, so I don't remember if I had Basil in there or not, but it was one of those things where I was trying to set something up for, if you're a whiskey beginner, like, do you want to start with this? I mean, now I would alter the heck out of that. I wouldn't even start with 80 proof. I mean, 90 is probably minimum of a proof to start, and then kind of go from there. So here's one other thing I'll say to you guys. So Jason and I, we're going to start doing a few private kind of like whiskey tasting things. And let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in this. So this goes back a little bit to the Foregate stuff. Would you guys be interested in doing if we could get Foregate to put together, let's say 4 or 5 different whiskeys, send all of these things out to people, maybe upwards of 15 people or so, because we want to give everybody probably 100 mil or a 2-ounce sample of each whiskey, and then kind of run through the whiskey tasting with either Bob and or Bill, and expose people to a brand and different whiskeys that maybe they wouldn't have any normal, opportunity to even try. So if anyone is interested or would be interested in something like that, let us know. We were talking with Bob, and he would consider putting that together for maybe about 15 people as like a private whiskey tasting just for you guys. So if it's something that you think you would be, interested in trying 4 or 5 different of the 4-Gate brand or whiskeys, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. So, all right, what do we got here? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. So, I mean, what we want to try to do again is something different and bring something different and unique to all of you guys. So, I mean, I know that. Thanks, Bob. Greatly appreciate it. And again, Bob, I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, he and I chat quite a bit. I mean, he, for me, owns one of the best whiskey companies out there, and we're happier than pigs and what to be working with Bob and Bill at 4-Gate on some of these things. So if we can do something to bring you guys a different experience, then it's definitely something that we would want to do, to try to bring 4 or 5 maybe different different whiskeys that they have offered, or maybe things coming up, and we'll get a flight put together and all these things sent off to people. So it'd be very small. So we would do it, and we haven't figured out pricing or anything like that yet, but I wanted to make sure that people would be interested. So, all right. It sounds like there's definitely some interest in that. So appreciate it. So yeah, that'll be something. So stay tuned. We'll keep you guys, informed on that. So, all right. So let me go back through. Let's start with this one again. We'll work our way back through, and then we'll start to kind of rank some of these things. We'll pick a winner. Again, whoever it is that wins of the guys who sent me the samples, I'll send you a sample of my bottle so you can taste it up against yours. And then if anybody who is entered into the super chat stuff tonight, I will also send you a sample of mine. Again, 133. Oh, Aiden, did I miss it? I apologize. Too much talking. This is, I used to tell my dad that he talks too much, and I've turned into my dad apparently. So Aiden says, wanted to mention, since I mentioned I work at a store, I don't use it as a honey hole. Those bottles are for customers. I made connections for booze. Yeah. I mean, this is part of, I mean, that's probably one of the things you probably get hit up all the time, where people want you to, give them special deals or hold bottles for you. I couldn't even imagine trying to work at a liquor store nowadays and, have that relationship with someone who thinks that it's so exclusive or special that you're going to hold every single thing for them. So, but thanks, Steve. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, I mean, we're super excited. I mean, we had been trying to put this stuff together for quite a while. So again, if you want in on the bottles, become a patron. It's a pretty good deal. So 17 entries so far. All right, good to hear. So appreciate that. Thanks, Cheech. I think DC's in here too. So you guys, that's why I've got you as mods. You guys are great. So. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's why when I was talking with Bob the other day about putting a kind of a special whiskey tasting together, it was one of those deals where, we wanted to bring you guys something that was going to be, exclusive. You're not just going to go anywhere and get any of that kind of stuff that, if there's 15 people or so that are in on the tasting, then you're going to get something that not many other people have an opportunity to try. So, you saw the new ones. All right. Yeah. There's a few on there that Brian was nice enough to do. So Whiskey Wiggle, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Sorry, just got here. Great content. 4-Gate faux show. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah, well, there's not been many things recently that I've probably in the whiskey tube community or whatever it is that I've been more excited to be able to kind of get into, but that's definitely one. So, all right, less talking and more sipping. So, Boy, that's nice too. Really nice, actually. Boy, that proof really kind of kicked in there. Boy, again, that's still all right, let me get a sip of water here. Yeah, that one snuck up on me right there. Yeah, I would say that's a nice proof on that. Again, still some of that leather, that tobacco, still some of that citrus on this one. A little more of that chocolate influence, definitely on this. Boy, that's really nice. That's maybe one of the more consistent ones, I would say, in terms of what it is that's like offered in a really high-end rye whiskey. So absolutely fantastic. John T, my man, 4-gate pick. Wow, can't wait. We're hoping so too. So we're getting our samples and stuff maybe early part of next week to be able to taste kind of what it is we'll be able to get to you guys. So, but we know what it is that 4-gate offers is going to be quality. And for us to be able to have the opportunity again to try an 8-year MGP and then put in a toasted barrel as a finishing, it's not something that happens all the time, and definitely not barrel picks that happen all the time. So we're super excited. So thanks, Eric. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the content. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so Bob, it sounds like we've got some interest in that. So stay tuned. Thanks, Jason. Greatly appreciate it. I'm your newest patron. All right. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, sir. Yeah, to not only get the support, but to be able to, again, get people in, whether it's me or Jason, to get people in on these things. I mean, this is what we ultimately wanted to do, to make it more of something special, exclusive for you guys as patrons or whatever it may be. So again, we're going to try to get you guys something that's really good. Yeah, that one seems like maybe one of the lower proof ones. Again, much more of that mint, the caramels, things along those lines. Yeah, this right here is, for me, probably, this is a fantastic pour right here. But when you start getting a little bit more of that extra sweetness, a little bit more of the mint, that orange citrus that's there, absolutely incredible. Jake has now become a new member. Thank you so much, Jake. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Part of Ham Hock Nation. Thank you very much. Anybody who wants to become part of Ham Hock Nation, hit the old join button. Thank you so much. Man, that's really nice. It's probably why this one kind of seems to be going down pretty easily. That's a really nice rye whiskey right there. Absolutely. All right. Oh, that's nice too. Oh, man. This one right here all night long has been just so consistent with just the overall sweetness, the rye, the oak, that mint, that orange citrus that's there. Absolutely incredible. John, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Love to get the support. Thank you so much, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Now part of Ham Hock Nation. Thank you very much. Man, that is just a really nice rye whiskey there. I don't think, again, I could be wrong, but it is not one that's drinking super hot. It's full of flavor, but not overly hot at all. So RVA whiskey, cheers to you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for joining tonight. Thank you. So Bob says, and again, if anybody doesn't know Bob D'Antoni, fantastic guy, runs one of the better whiskey companies that's out there. So he says, and I discussed with Scott at our cost to share our brand. I mean, what we want to do is, anything that we can get from them that's going to help us reach more of the masses and get something special into your hands and let you try it. It's ultimately what we want to do. So they're that kind of brand where they want people to enjoy what it is they're doing. I mean, they're pushing the envelope. I mean, you guys all know that with 4Gate, everything is different. They're always doing something. And just in talking with Bob, some of the stuff, I mean, like batch 12 that's coming, it is a super special whiskey. I'm telling you, it's one of those ones that it is worth $200 hands down. Great aged bourbon that is finished in a sherry, PX sherry, and rum cask, and it is on point. I'm telling you right now. So, Mr. Sims, thank you so much. Says, hey Scotty, sorry I'm late. Cheers, everyone. I roll with you on Tuesdays. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. And I know Mr. Sims, he just got his package from winning last week's contest for the Cigar Club exclusives. So enjoy those. I'll be getting into those this weekend and try to do maybe some whiskey and cigar pairings as well. So Jake, my man, thank you so much. Just landed a new job. Whoa, with a 240,000. Hey, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with that. So, and Ray's, I'm moving with a lot of bottles that are almost gone. Need someone to sip with. There you go. So, Jake, I'm pretty sure if you dropped where it is that you're moving to, I'm guessing you're going to have a few takers that will be more than willing to sip some things with you. If you're in Wisconsin or close, I'd be happy to be a sipping member with you. So cheers. Hey, congrats on the new job. So that's awesome. Hey, to get that kind of raise, pretty damn good nowadays. So congrats on that. That's awesome. Yep. Young. It was real decent of them. Awesome guys. So, all right, let's move on to number B, as the shelf turds say. Yeah, much more of the heavier rye influence. Again, not as sweet. Much more of that leather tobacco. Again, some slight sweetness that's there. Yeah, a little drying aspect to it. Maybe a slight citrus note on that one. Yeah, I mean, a really, really nice whiskey on that, or a really, really nice rye there too. All right, let's see what we have, and then we'll get into ranking these bad boys. I think I've got an idea of how I'm going to rank them so far. Yeah, a little softer. Again, more rye influence that's there. Not as sweet. So far, these two have just not been on the sweeter side of things. They've been much more heavier on the rye influence. So, Edwin, I think we've got roughly 150, and we don't expect in terms of the interest that we've gotten so far. My guess is that they'll all go fairly quickly. So, and again, we're going to open it up at the highest tier levels and then let people go with these things. So, especially if we're going to get an entire barrel. We're going to open it up, work our way down. It's the fair way to do it. So, but we're hoping everyone gets an opportunity to try some of these things. So, but get in on the Patreon deal. So it's a good deal from just getting the picks in general. B Sims, my bourbon journey. So excited about my Cigar Club Stogies. Amazing package and presentation. Yeah, they do a good job. They just rebranded. So here you go, cigarclub.com. They've done a great job. Little booklet, cigars. They got a little QR code, tells you everything about the cigar, where it's coming from, all of that kind of stuff. So Bobby Bourbon Battalion, if you haven't subscribed to Bobby's channel, go ahead and do that. Does a great job with his stuff as well. Looking forward to it. Thank you, sir. What else we got? All right. So I think I'm ready to rank these bad boys. Before we do that, I'll give this maybe another 5 or so minutes if either DC or Cheech wants to, whoever, if you two decide on who's in the thing tonight in terms of the super chats, I would greatly appreciate it. And then whoever wants to choose a number between whatever, I'll let you guys choose a number and we'll figure that out. Or I'll ask our friend Google. They can always tell us something. So yeah, so I hope that you guys get in on the Cigar Club stuff. I mean, it's second to none. So thanks, DC. Appreciate it, bud. All right. So ranking wise, let's do this. So it's basically, so I'll go from your left to right. I'll rank them. So this will be basically, we'll start with 5 here. So let me go back to these here real quick. All right. Thanks, Cheech. Appreciate it. Yeah. And I know Jason from Mash and Drum, he's got his live tomorrow night. He's doing some blind stuff too. He'll be talking a little bit more about the 4-gate stuff as well. So if anybody missed it, then, he'll be able to give you a little recap on that as well. So, but I hope to God everybody gets a chance, because once the bottles start dropping and we get a chance, we want to share them with you guys, do live streams, get you guys involved in picks. Like we had Troy and Shawn on last week to do a private pick that we did with Woodinville. So we want to get you guys involved. It's not just we pick them, you buy them. It's not that at all. So. All right, so good. So I'm glad 4-gate and cigarclub.com, perfect. That's the perfect marriage as far as I'm concerned with that. So, all right, let me try. Oh, I got to narrow it down to my first one. I'm going to go with, let me see here. Oh, that's good. Man, this has been consistently my favorite all night long. So let's go with that as one. This is my favorite. And let's see what we've got. This might be third. Man, this is tough. These last 2 or 3, or 1 and 2, I think I've got nailed. But again, I'm splitting hairs here. I mean, this is one of those deals where these are all incredible whiskeys. I mean, these will be for sure in my top 21 whiskey of the year. There's no way that anything's going to, may not be my whiskey of the year, but it's going to be in my top ones. I can guarantee you that. So, all right, let's see. Man, that's good too. Man, it's so tough when you get into these things. All right, give me one more second here. My second glass. Man, these are so good. All right, let's see what we've got here for fourth and fifth. Yeah, that one's just been the driest, a little bit more on the heavier, like rye, a little more on the bitter side. So I think I'll go in that order. So, all right, before I rank them, let's go one more minute. What time is it right now? It is 8 or 9:21. We'll go to, let's say, 9:23. Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much. We'll go another couple minutes, and then we'll close it. And then, DC, I'll have you run a randomizer. You can tell me who the winner is tonight, or give me a number, and I'll tell you however you want to do it. You let me know, and we're good to go. So, Heather, you're in it. All right, so it's excited to be on the ride with Mash and Journey. Love all the great barrel picks coming. We've got a lot of stuff coming. It sounds like a lot of things will be June-ish. April, we've got the Rye 3 coming end of April. That should release. So everybody who's already done the pre-order, we sold out of the Rye 3 barrels. Those will all start to ship the end of April. So hopefully very soon. And then the first part of June, we should have our 4-gate pick. That will be ready to go. My guess is that thing's going to explode, hopefully. I'm looking forward to getting a couple bottles, I know, for myself. Hopefully everybody else will get in on that deal. And then we've got Russell's, I think, is coming. Boy, I think that's going to be coming very soon. So we've got a message into our guy. We're just waiting to hear back from them as to when that's going to release. And that one should hopefully explode. That's another great one. So, I mean, we're trying for you guys. We're trying to get this stuff down. So, okay. So let's do it. I've got it here. Let's go 5 through or E through A. So let's see, number or letter E. Oh, is actually E. And let's see, that's this one here. Letter E is going to be they're all Jack Daniel's single barrel, but this is from Edwin. This is barrel number 20-06980, bottled on 11/10 of 2020. So that's my last place one, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they're all fantastic. So, I mean, whatever it may be, this one again was just heavier on the oak and the rye. If you like that, then maybe that's your thing. But for ryes, I love something that mixes in the sweetness of the citrus, the mint, all of that stuff. So, all right, fourth place is letter A. And that goes to, so this is one of Jared's bottles. So let me mix. Actually, we'll switch that here. We'll leave that there. So again, that's A, and again, that is bottle number BPR 17604, and that is 66.9% ABV. So, I mean, again, all great ones. So, all right. So third place is letter D. So this is from Shawn Kane. This is coming in, or this is bottle number BPR 17492, proof 133.8. So, all right, we're down to we're down to the top 2. So let's see what we've got here. So number 2 is letter C. So C is my buddy Brian Anderson. Actually, I didn't get the barrel number on this one. I'll have to get this for you guys. I'll put it in the description below. But this one came in at 130.4 proof. So again, it tasted like it was a little less proof, but anyway. So actually, let's see here. So the winner of tonight's blind, Jack Daniel's barrel proof single barrel rye whiskey is letter B, as in boy, and that is Jared Riley's. This comes in at, so here we go. So this is bottle number BPR 05905 and was bottled at 66.2% ABV. So without being a math major, if anyone wants to give me the proof on this one, letter B is tonight's winner. So Jared, congratulations. I will be sending you a sample of my bottle. And let's go ahead, DC. Brian's okay. So Brian put his barrel number in there. So DC, let me know how many entries we have for tonight, and then I will ask. I'll ask Google here, and we'll get a number for you guys. So, all right, what's Wags have to say? Heads up, Bourbon Junkies are having a hard time getting their stream to work. All right, well, that's no shocker. I know they have bad internet. They're out in the middle of nowhere. So, all right, so you guys are back with me. So everyone shoot. All right, 1 through 27. So here's what I'll do. I will ask Google here in 1 second, and we'll get a number between 1 and 27. I'll give that number to DC, and he can tell me who that is. So, hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 27. 24 is the number. So, DC, let me know who number 24 is, and that will be tonight's winner of the sample that I have. And it will also go to the winner tonight, Jared Riley, for being the winner of the blind flight. So, all right. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Hey, if the junkies are running a little late or things aren't working out so well, I'll stick on here for a few minutes. If you guys want to chat a little longer, I'm good for that. So, RVA whiskey, hello. My Nest had 3. Yeah, sorry. Who did we have? Did I miss it? I'll wait to get the official word from DC. Will be my my official. Mr. Whiskey Shits, you won again, you SOB. So, all right, I'm pretty sure I've got your Mr. Whiskey. You're a lucky bastard, I'll tell you that. So he just won not long ago, he won the what was the one that you won last? It was for, I forget what it was, but I'm sure you'll put in here exactly what it was. But so anyway, so there you have it. So thanks everybody. My man, Bob D'Antoni, thank you so much for, again, giving us the opportunity to do a barrel pick, with Foregate, and to bring it to everybody who is interested. We're super excited to be doing, this pick. So, all right, what do you got, Bob? Side label. What do you got for me? Hit me with whatever that is. So, Jared's got, there you go. So congrats, Jared. It'll be included in your future samples of everything else I've got coming your way too. So yeah, 132.4. I mean, that right there is a good That is a good, really good bourbon right there, or bourbon, really good rye whiskey right there. Fantastic. It was exactly, this right here was probably what reminded me of that sweetness, the spice, everything that you want in a great rye whiskey. The mint, the citrus part of it, absolutely fantastic. All right, Young says, oh, Newski's. There we go. That's hey, if you're talking bacon, then we're really talking bacon. So it's a big deal locally as it's outside of Wisconsin. So Newski's is a really big deal. So like whenever we get like bacon for morning stuff, Newski's is exactly what you want. Nice thick bacon cuts, all that stuff. Damn junkies, I'll tell you. Always ruining my parade, I'll tell you over here. So thanks, DC. I greatly appreciate it. Whiskey Shits, thank you so much for tuning in, and congrats on winning. Let's see, what's Bob say here? We'll wrap her up as everyone's like my back label is on the side. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's a side label. So sorry, not back label. So my bottle is that Mr. Whiskey Shits is getting, and that Jared will be getting is BPR 02281. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate everything, all the mods, DC, Cheech, everybody who tuned in, helped me out with all of this. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, so good stuff. So next week, let me see here real quick what I've got going on. And let's see, we have so next week, actually Monday and Tuesday, I'll be on Monday with Matt from Whiskey Crusaders. We're going to be doing we're going to go down the old Scotch trail again. So we're going to do some Scotch stuff on his channel on Monday night, and then back on mine for the other half on Tuesday night. And then the following Tuesday, April 13th, I've got Alan Bishop and Jolie from Spirits of French Lick who are coming on. We've had this scheduled for a little while. I know they were just on with Jason, but again, these are two great people. They're fun to listen to. And then shortly after that, we've got some other stuff coming up with some of the cigarclub.com guys and a whole bunch of stuff. So you guys will all be kept in tune with what it is that's going on. But, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. Jared, congrats on this. And hey, everybody who sent the samples in tonight, I greatly appreciate it. In terms of being able to put together a flight like this was absolutely incredible. And then again, real quick, if anybody wants any information or wants to become a patron to get in on the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, here's what we've got coming for you guys, maybe first part of June. So I know talking with Bob, it sounds like this is about roughly when they may kind of drop or be released. So we're super excited to bring you that right there, 8-year MGP in a toasted barrel. If that's your jam, then you're in for a hell of a whiskey. I'll tell you that. So there you have it. So thanks again, everybody, for joining tonight. As always, I greatly appreciate everybody's support. Can't say thank you enough for all of that. So head on over, talk to the junkies, see them, interact, do all that good stuff. But all of that. So greatly appreciate everybody who supported me and sent in the samples for tonight. Thank you so much. And as always, remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.